So when you're using interactive internet and mobile applications, the first thing is that you really should know what your business is about. What's your vision? What's your goal? Now this is really low tech. This is not in front of a computer. People are always really surprised when I still use a paper and pen because it's still tremendously useful. And again, I find that it's distracting to use technology when you're talking about technology. Frequently we need to walk away from it and use a paper and pen and discuss. Same thing with your business. What's your vision? What's your goal? Why are you here? What are you doing? The next step, know your market. You are one person, but your market looks completely different, most frequently. So understanding who in fact you're serving, demographics, location, psychographics, so you're looking at male, female, race, ethnicity, age, language, location, all of these things. And chances are you have a couple different markets that you serve. Understanding who they are and having them very clearly drafted out is important for you. When you make those decisions, you know that texting is appropriate for your business because you're reaching a youth market. You're reaching a minority market, and texting works very, very well for them. Understanding that's important. Now, if your market is over the age of 60, largely Caucasian, texting is probably not your go-to tool. So those are the kinds you have to think about. You might love it. As a matter of fact, I really like Twitter. I enjoy it very, very much. But my core audience is people that don't use computers heavily. They don't necessarily understand Twitter. They don't know how to get to Twitter. That's a very common question. Well, how do I get there? It's twitter.com, by the way. But that's the question that I get. So I have to continuously remind myself that I can't spend 8 hours a day on Twitter because my core audience is not there. So think about that when you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. Where is your audience? You have to know who they are. So assessing your strengths and weaknesses is extremely important. This is going to allow you to focus on those strengths, bolster your weaknesses, and make sure that you are playing to those strengths. This is what makes you special. This is what makes you different. When you look at your competition, it's easy for us to have envy. Website envy, Twitter envy, car envy, bank envy. You are you. Nobody can do that. So just be solid in who you are and differentiate what makes you different. Especially if your clients come to you and say, well, your competition has a website with all of this extra stuff on it. And you can say, that's a wonderful website. My website is designed specifically to search and to serve my audience. And it's designed in just a way that works best for them. That's a wonderful website, but I don't need all of those features because it's not important to my market. So you can differentiate in any way that's appropriate, that sets you apart, and you can't be compared apples to apples. So understanding your strengths and weaknesses is incredibly important for you. This will help you sell yourself and market yourself on a variety of channels. So identifying your opportunities. You had opportunities before, but what's really exciting now is that if we were living in a square world, the world that we live in now is 360 degrees open landscape. There's just no walls. There's no end to it. So the opportunities that you have now, you may not even be aware of. So simply knowing what these tools are, interactive internet and mobile applications, learning more about them will help you spot new opportunities, new services. What's exciting to me is when somebody will walk up to me and say, you know what you should do? You should use this tool and do this with it. It's always really exciting to me when somebody else sees an opportunity for me. And I have one person in particular, her name is Ruth. And every time I see Ruth, she says, you know, and I go, give it to me. She has something amazing every time I see her. So again, sometimes it's not high tech, sometimes it's low tech, sometimes it's real. Social media has two parts. It's social. Yes, it's media. But it's about people. None of this stuff works without people. So don't forget that we're the magic that makes it happen. The magic is not in the buttons, it's not in the bits, it's not in the bytes, it's not in the hardware, it's you. So doing what you do and then using the appropriate tool to do that and spread it out to the globe is what makes that magic sparkle. It really does. I heard a quote, Chris Brogan, who wrote Trust Agents, had a quote that said, Ernest Hemingway never talked about what kind of pencils he used. So, it's not about the pencil. It's about you. So you do want to create a plan. You've got your business plan. You have your goal. This is who we are. This is what we do. you have to have a plan or else you don't know where you're going. You're flailing without any map. You have to know where you're going to know when you've gotten there. It's that simple. So creating a plan is tremendously important. And frequently I see people open up a Twitter account, a Flickr account, a Facebook page, and then say, where are the people? Now what? No plan. Start with a plan. Again, low tech. Paper and pencil works just fine. Avoiding costly mistakes. I love it when somebody says to me, I haven't started using my Facebook page yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. And I say, that's smart, because I would rather that you take your time and learn what you're doing before you charge in and make a mistake that is going to reflect negatively on your brand and possibly ruin your reputation. I've seen some really horrible behavior online simply because people were excited, charged in without a plan, and didn't take a look at what's going on around them. So paying attention to what's going on around you and how each one of these tools is used differently is tremendously important and will help you avoid costly mistakes financially, reputation-wise, branding. All of those things can be greatly affected.